Hey, what's up, guys? This is Gus. Road to the Death of Call of Duty, Episode 5, Modern Warfare 3. The new Call of Duty game, it's going to be coming out before we know it. Call of Duty Ghosts will be here within the next, 2 weeks, so I'm going to be wrapping up this series quickly. By next week, I'll have my Black Ops 2 video, and then after that, I'm going to do a wrap-up video just where I think this game has gone throughout the years, where I think it's gone and where I think it's going. Not only with the new Ghost game, but in the future, because Call of Duty is not going to be going away anytime soon. Whether or not I complain about it, anyone else complains about it, there's just too many people buying this game, so it's going to be here for many years to come. But moving on with this video here, first, right off the bat, I had to do updates. I hadn't played this game, and I'm not going to say a year, but it's been a shitload of months. So right off the bat, I had to do some updates. I had to download some maps. Did that, played the game for, I don't know, I might have played it for about an hour, maybe a little bit longer before I got this game, and I was getting my ass kicked. I'm not even going to lie about it. I just hadn't played this game in such a long time, and you'll see it at the end of this game. If you're like, what the fuck is he doing? I actually accidentally changed my weapon, and I forgot how to change it back to my primary, so that's what that whole business is. I'm not lying about not playing this game. It's just been that long. So went ahead and played it and got this game here. Nothing spectacular. I think I got a kill streak, but most of these kills are gun kills. So enjoy the video, but moving on, let's talk about the maps. Let's talk about the graphics. I lumped those together because there weren't many changes. Look at the original Modern Warfare. Look at the, game Modern Warfare 2. The graphics pretty much the same. Which for me, I didn't expect major changes, but you would just think after so many years of this game being out, there would at least be something significant where we can point and say, yeah, this is a big change, the game looks better, reacts better, so on and so forth. But I just couldn't do that. Now, I have the untrained eye. Maybe some of you guys will say, yeah, the frame rate, all their bullshit, but to the untrained eye, it looks like the same shit. Maps, same thing. Yeah, the maps, of course, are different scenery, but same type of shit. You've got buildings. Everything looks the same in my opinion. Let's look at the changes though, because there were changes in this game. One of the major changes for me, the game type kill confirmed. And I thought that this was pretty much a positive, or should have been a positive in this game. But with your typical Call of Duty player nowadays, it was turned into a negative. Now kill confirmed, they added this where not only did you have to get the kill, but you had to collect the tag left by the enemy player in order to win the game. And I think you had to get somewhere like 65 kills, whatever, and get the tags for those kills. So you had to get 65 tags in order to win the game. So with camping, it was pretty much the main thing in Black Ops. They added this, and I thought it was a good thing. I thought it was a positive because you would hope it would draw the campers out to collect the tags. Which for some people it did. But for your camper, they just figured out, hey, you know what? I actually don't need to collect tags. I'll just fucking still hide in my corner and actually use the tags as bait. So you had these guys at the end of the game, and you'll see the stat line, and at least in this game here, it won't even tell you how many tags a person collected. So you could have a guy that ends the game, 50 kills and 1 death, and you're like, damn, this guy beasted, when in fact he could have just been camping using tags as bait, which a lot of times people do. They camped out in the back of the map, used tags as bait, got kill streaks, got a high score. So you can have someone that ended the game 5-12 and be like, damn, this guy was a scrub, when in fact he could have been spending most of his time collecting tags. So that was the thing. This could have been a positive, but it ended up turning out to be a negative in most cases. Gun proficiencies, that was another change. It was a change because it was something different, but it wasn't anything major because a lot of these proficiencies, they were perks in previous Call of Duty games. You had kick, impact, 2 attachments, which was bling in the previous game. So, yes, an addition, but not a change. Now, in the strike package, that was a major change. Because usually we had kill streaks in the previous Call of Duties. You would get a certain amount of kills in a row, and it would reward you with the kill streak. In this game, they did have that with the assault package. That was pretty much the same. as previous kill streaks in Call of Duty, but they added something called a support strike package, which you didn't have to get your kills in a row. You could die in between each and every kill and still be rewarded. So, for example, if you got 18 kills and 30-something deaths, it didn't matter. Even if you died every other time, it didn't matter, because as long as you totaled a certain amount of kills, you would still be rewarded with a kill streak like a stealth bomber, which a lot of us have been fucking killed by this thing. It's devastating. So pretty much with this support kill streak, you're rewarding bad players. And this was a common theme in this game, was rewarding bad players. You know, it's kind of like they took the skill out of playing this game and kind of made it so that everybody can enjoy it, so that everybody can have at least some level of success. Specialists, I'm not going to get into that. Some people had complaints, but I actually liked the Specialist strike package because it was mostly used by guys that moved around. Now, yeah, you would kind of turn into a super soldier after you got a few of these kills in a row, but I'm all in favor of people moving around, so I didn't have any major issues with that. Perks, I'm not going to spend too much time on that. Perks are very similar, maybe called something different in this game, but they were very similar. But I wanted to highlight Assassin Pro because this was the most dominated perk. I don't know about now, but for the first 4 to 6 months, everybody was using this shit. And why was that? Because, again, it was a stealth perk that people can use to be undetectable. They abused that shit. The guns, I don't want to get too much into the guns because, again, different guns, but same shit as the previous Call of Duties. There'd be your overpowered few guns, but I just thought in this game, actually, you could use a variety of weapons and be effective, but they were your overpowered guns, like I'll be mentioning in a minute. Cheap shit. Again, death streaks. Death streaks, this was something that you would get if you died a certain amount of times in a row, and it wasn't anything cheap. Some of these are pretty fucking effective. You know, so there would be people that would fucking die 5, 6 times in a row and be rewarded with the devastating death streak that they didn't deserve. Again, rewarding bad play. The strike package, you know, the support, which I mentioned earlier, rewarding bad players. Weapons, right off the bat, you know people abuse that fucking striker. That fucking fully automatic, or not fully automatic shotgun, but semi-automatic shotgun that had range. That thing was fucking devastating. Now, it took a few fucking updates to nerf that shit, but they should have known right off the bat that that shit was going to be fucking abused and overused, and it was. Quick scoping, why the fuck would they even bring this bullshit back? Was in this game. Machine pistols, what was it, the FMJ9s or whatever? Very overpowered in this game, very much abused in this game. Your secondary is supposed to be that, a backup weapon, a last resort weapon. Here, people are using those fucking weapons like they are fucking the most devastating thing on earth, and they were. Head glitching, I never noticed it any more in any Call of Duty up until here. They might have had spots in other Call of Duties, but in this game, people just seem to head glitch all the time, which supported, again, non-movement, cheap play. So that's the thing. I try to give this game a chance. You know, I try to use different weapons. I avoided abusing cheap shit like the striker, even though you guys know I'm not the best player. I try to play this shit the right way. But by this time, this game was just too far gone. You had your people that wanted to abuse fucking stealth perks. They wanted to play cheap, and this game just promoted a lot of that type of play. So I didn't buy any of the map packs. I just couldn't. I just did not have fun. After about the first month, I'd say, I just started growing frustrated. I try to do different things, like use different guns, avoid certain guns, not play like a bitch, but it just seems like the only way to be effective in this game is to do that. And I just couldn't have fun playing that way. So anyway, Modern Warfare 3, huge failure. I'm GusCunnilin, and I'm out.